You know what? Your lack of creativity is the reason why there's a lack of income in your bank account. I'm here to help you to stimulate your creative thinking. You know that your creative thinking has a lot to do with your ability to grow in your profession and for you to be seen as an indispensable part of your company or your trade or your business, whatever it is. If you run your own business, well, guess what? You wear all the hats and you have to be the one who is the go-to person in your business. But even if you don't have your own business, even if you are just one who is an employee in a big company, well, yeah, you are still hired to do a job. But if you want to not be easily replaceable, you want to be indispensable in your company, and I suggest that you aim for that goal to be indispensable, then your ability, or let me say it this way, your quality of thinking is extremely, extremely important, because the way you think will stimulate your ability to find solutions to problems. And I can assure you that people will pay top dollar for those individuals who can help them achieve their goals and their results. If your company has results that they are trying to achieve, your ability to find solutions for them, to help them solve problems, will pay off in the end. Not even in the end, it could be even before the end comes. The point is, your ability to stimulate answers using your creativity, your creative mind, will pay dividends. It will be very good for you. And if your company doesn't pay you, well, of course, you can always find those that will. The point is, there is demand out there for people that are creative thinkers, that can think outside the box, that can find solutions to problems, and find ways, better ways, easier ways, more cost efficient ways of doing things. And don't we all love our Steve Jobs? Don't we all love those thinkers that can bring amazing products, amazing services to our world to make our lives better? Why not you? Why can't you do this? Are you having a mindset that is saying, I can never do this? Of course you're not. You shouldn't. Because you are able to do even those things that they did. What makes you more different than they are? Are those successful thinkers and innovators of this world different species than us? Of course not. No, they have, the same two eyes, same two ears. But they have a mind that thinks a certain way. And on this YouTube channel that I have here, I have talked about mindsets. You should go ahead and listen to those recordings that I have here on this channel. But let me tell you though, that critical thinking, which is a different thing, but I still believe critical thinking is very important. But your ability to think creatively is extremely important because it'll pave the way for your brighter future. I know that sounds cliche, but at the same time, it is still so true. This will change the way you live. Let me share with you right here 3 ways that I learned that can help stimulate your creative thinking really quickly. I want to show this to you so that you can get on your way and start to go ahead and start your day. Show those at your company that you are someone to be seriously considered for that raise or promotion or whatever it is that you're looking for. But even if not, you still want to improve your skill set. And in this episode, I'm talking about your skill set of creative thinking. Creative thinking, 3 ways. I learned this from Brian Tracy. Go and check out his material. It's really good stuff. Creative thinking is so important. If you can stimulate your mind in this way, 3 ways. Number 1, it is by having intensely desired goals. Number 2, you can stimulate creative thinking by having pressing problems. And number 3, you can stimulate creative thinking by asking pointed questions. Now let me talk about each one of those in a little bit more detail to sort of help you on your way. I talked about having intensely desired goals. You know that when you focus on something, what you focus on tends to, in a sense, grow on you. When you think about, let's say for example, you're learning or you're trying to learn math, and you look at the problem of, I don't know, some equation, and you're so hard pressed to find how people can understand this topic. I submit to you though that the more time you spend on trying to figure out how to solve that problem, the more time you spend with tutors, with your teacher, with instructors, with coaches on how to solve that problem, mark my words, sooner or later you will find the solution. Not only will you find the solution, but you'll understand how it works, the process of finding the answer so well that it will become easy for you. When you played video games, when you played that one level and you said, how can I beat the bad guy or whatever it is? How can I do this objective? Well, you learned how to do it with repetition. I'm telling you, if you played video games before and you got to that level, even if you didn't, you bought this brand new game and everybody's talking about it, everybody's so excited about this video game, and then you got to play it and you're like, how in the world do you shoot this thing? How do you switch weapons? How do you navigate? How do you get to this and that? But I tell you, after a week of playing that game, not even after one day, I'm sure you play the game all day long, and after you play the game all day, it's nothing to you. You can navigate the avatar, the character who you play in the video game so well that all of that is like second nature to you, so that when you face the bad guy, because you spent so much time and effort into this, into learning the art, quote unquote, of, you know, navigating this character or even driving the vehicle, when the difficult challenge comes in the video game to beat the bad guy, to win the race or whatever it is, you are able to do it so well because you spent so much time in it. Your intensely desired goal of beating the game caused you to be proficient and really I want to say you are really good at playing that game because of the time spent. How does this relate to creative thinking? Because again, what you focus on grows. If you have intensely desired goals in your mind, you will find ways to get to that goal. You will find ways to think creatively. Number 2, pressing problems. Everyone has problems. That is not a secret. Everyone has problems. But when you have a pressing problem, you will find ways to find a solution for it. Let me tell you that the way you approach the problem, listen to this. This is pretty cool stuff. The way people approach problems is they see it as a negative way, in a negative light. Oh, this is wrong. I hate how this is turning out to be. Why does this always happen to me? I can't make sales. Every time I try, I suck at this, I'm not good at selling, or, the inventory, there's always things missing in the inventory. People don't show up when they're supposed to. La 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 la. You just can go on with complaints. I submit to you that if you change the way you even speak about the problem, it'll start to have your mind thinking of it in a different light. Don't you know that words have power? Don't you know that the way you speak about something has different vibes to it? For example, if you speak to someone about somebody, right? And they never met this person, but you still have this, you talk to them about the person in a negative light, the other person's gonna get a negative, you wanna say again, vibe from it. They're gonna get a negative vibe from the person, even though they haven't yet met this person. And when they do see them in person, they're gonna feel weird about them, probably, most likely. The way you speak about something will affect how you feel about something. And when it comes to problem solving and you're having pressing problems, if you can just change how you speak about it, or in what descriptive terms you use, that will determine how you will approach that problem, and see, that will change how you think about the problem. It'll stimulate growth. If you can speak about the problem in a way where it will stimulate growth, it will allow you to get to the solution faster. And number 3, having pointed questions. Asking questions. This is something that has stuck to my mind very, very well throughout the years. I read this book on creativity, just 4 years ago, and I'm still learning how to put these things into practice. But listen to this. I learned this many years ago, and it still has stuck with me even to this day, and it will do the same for you. This is going to change the way you think. Are you ready for this? When you have a situation come up, an opportunity, a dangerous opportunity, you see how even right now I'm changing the word. I'm not even saying problem. When you have an opportunity, if you can come up with 20 solutions, even Brian Tracy was saying this, 20 solutions to that opportunity, to that chance to make things better, that will stimulate your thinking so much. If you're writing a song and you're trying to come up with a hook, why not come up with 20 hooks for that beat? Why not? Why not come up with 20 ways of singing that note? 20 different ways of finding a solution to the problem. 20 different ways of doing that. You say 20 is too many. It's hard enough thinking about one way to do it, one or two ways of doing it. I'm sure if you ask questions in a different way, you'll come up with solutions. You say, well, initially it'll be so easy, but listen to this. What if when you thought of a solution, number two, then you went and you put in the opposite solution right after it? You're saying that I'm supposed to think of an opposite way of finding a solution? So I have this solution here, and you're telling me that if I have an opposite approach to that one, that's going to work, you say? Absolutely, yes. Just try it out. I'm not saying that it's going to work, but it's going to stimulate. A lot of times, again, it's answering the question in a way that you were not expecting to is thinking outside the box, don't you see? And what happens when you think outside the box? You get solutions. Oftentimes you get a way to get in front of the competition, because everyone, and it seems, thinks the same way. Even in your company, you have other restaurants or other retail stores that are trying to find a solution to a problem everyone is facing. If you think outside the box, guess what's going to happen? You're going to find a solution that not others have seen. That's going to make you stand out among your peers, and your boss is going to say, hey, look at you. Not only look at you, but maybe get you that promotion you're looking for. Okay, whatever it is. But find a solution and ask yourself these kinds of questions. What is going on? What can we do better? Who's involved? Who can do this? Who, what, when, where, why, how? Asking those kind of questions will help you to solve the problems. So in this time I had with you, I shared with you those 3 ways in which, and many more, which you can start to stimulate this creative thinking. Creativity, again, to the level that you are creative is the level that you are able to affect your life. If you want your life to change, you want your circumstances to change, I submit to you the level of creative thinking you have. Okay, even the creative way I say it, right? Creative thinking. Anyway, the creative thinking you have will be a benefit to you. It will change your life. The way I asked you this right now, the questions I brought before you, how you can change your thinking, will help you out tremendously. If you want more material like this, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I talk about these things all the time. My name is Louis, the Good Coach. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to me, message me, find me on Instagram at @the_good coach. And I'll see you next time. Take care of yourself.